Welcome, this is Tomer from sourcingmonster.com. Thank you for joining me again for this video. This is part 2 for the Amazon photography for your listings. On the first video, on the first part, I talked on how you actually find a good photographer and how you can save time asking the right questions when you interview or when you communicate with photographers, so you can choose the best one for your new product that you're just launching, or to a new product that you already like, new product that you're about to launch. It's a good video, so I definitely recommend that you watch it, because that saved me a lot of time and it will save you too. So learn from the mistakes that I did. You can watch that video down below and I will have a link to it. On this video, of course, we will cover how you actually give the specs and how you do the research to find the best points that you want to really explain to the visitor, to the customer. And that's the main way for you to really market your product, because most of the people don't read the titles, bullet points, or the descriptions of the product. They just jump straight to the pictures, and they look and they see if it's something that they need based on the search that they typed. And if it is, and if you are able to convince them that that's the right product, that have enough quality and it's good, that's the best way for you to market. So I can't really stretch enough how important is the product images. In my opinion, it's the most important thing. So let's actually, before we jump straight to the video, let me show you the view that I have right now. I'm currently on vacation in Miami. We moved down here, so we came to, it's not really a vacation, we came to find apartments, but we try to mix it up. So you can enjoy it. I take the video here, and let me show and start from scratch the way that I do it. So I will start, and let's pretend that our product, let me open a private window so we don't have any cookies or anything like that. So let's pretend that we again do the window, or the car window shades. If you watched the previous videos or the ones about the product research, that's the one that we took as an example. So car window shade. And now I will share how I do the research, so I can give the exact instructions to the photographer. So the first thing would be that I would like to open the best sellers, or the ones that I think that they have good pictures. Again, I don't like to click on the sponsored products. In the previous video I did click on it by mistake, but this time I will not repeat it, because I don't want them to pay for clicks that are not really from buyers. Let's see, this one is relevant too, so I will try to open as many as I can that are relevant. This one is for the windshield, so it's not that important. This one, sorry. So this one here, this one too, let's see. And this one too. Okay, so once we got all of them, I will try to really give the photographer exact instructions on what are the main for the main image. The main image is the most important thing, because that's the one that is showing in your PPC efforts. That's the one that will show everywhere in the sponsored product. That's the first thing that will attract them to go and click on your listing. So what I will start with is open, and I will create a new document that I can later share with the this one. Let me rename it and call it specs for window car shade, specs for developer, not developer, I'm sorry, specs for photographer. Okay, we're gonna open the file, and we're gonna start with specs for window car shade, And again, I like normally when I work with people, freelancers, employees, and everyone, to make videos. That's a very easy way to share your point. But on this one, since we're going to communicate with people that their English level or understanding is not that well, we're going to make it written so they can actually copy this and translate using a translator. On video or in images that have text on them, it's very hard to do it. So I'm gonna use a couple of softwares here for the video. Let me just go here and open some of the listings. So if we're going to do like a 2-pack, this is like the cover. So I always suggest to put everything in a nice box, because if you put everything in a nice box, you are able to show it in the main image. And I talked about this in the previous video, so you can go to the product research. But on this example, this is a 4-pack, and they also include this. So this is a good image, and I'll tell you why it's a good image. Because it has the actual product in the very big way, maximizing the size of it. They also have this element that it's 4-pack on the main image, which is adding to the click-through rate. When you see this image or this image where it says the 2-pack, the chances for you to click on it when you are a buyer are higher than if it doesn't have that thing. So that's a good point, and it looks like they know what they are doing, so that this image is very good. But if I want to compete and do this product, I can just do the same. I need to bring something new, something that will be different and stand out when we actually write that main keyword. So everything here looks the same. This one 4-pack, and they have 2 and 2. This is not a good picture in my opinion. This one is a very good picture, and why it's a good picture I'll share. Because they also included some like I don't know what is that, but it's static ceiling. 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm not sure what is that, but that's like a hook or something that really holds the shades, and they show it. They show all the elements or all the items that are included when you buy this product, which is something that is very important. You want the main image to show that they get more or more value for what they actually pay. So this is a great picture. They show the bag, they show here one size, they have a different size here, they also show this. So maybe this one come with these parts as well, but they didn't really thought of including in the main image, which is bad in my opinion. So this one I'm pretty sure that it's selling more than this one, and that the main image is good. This one is good too, even though it's not allowed to put that image as a main image. It needs to be on a white background. So if I was really making or sourcing this product, I will definitely would create a box here, and let's pretend that I already created a box and I want to give the specs to the photographer. So I will put here, we'll start and align it to left, and we'll do main image. And when I give the specs, I don't just want to just give them do this or do that. I also want them to keep them involved in the process and explaining them the importance of each image and each part. When they understand what is really your thought and what is really standing behind what you say, the chances of them making the extra mile or making it to your liking or to your needs is very high, or higher than if you don't just explain them that. And that's from experience. So I will write like something like that, the most important image, and the language that I'm going to use will be very simple. I don't want to make it really hard to understand because again, their English level is not that high. If you hired someone from China, I assume that you follow my instructions and how I do it. So if you did hire someone from China, India, from a third world country, you want to use a very simple English, but still I want to explain what is really coming behind my words. So the most important thing is the main image. The main image is what they see first. Please include a picture of the packaging. Now, what I would like to do is, again, to make things very clear, I will go here and just include a picture or a screenshot of the actual packaging. Now we don't have a packaging here, so what I will do is show you an example. We'll just take a packaging for image from Google and just put a screenshot. So I use here it's Jing, and you can use any program that will capture images, and you're gonna put it just under what you wrote so they understand what you mean. So I'm gonna put it like that, and then I will explain my second point. Then of course include the 4 shades, and also include the bag that comes with it. Okay, now of course if you have other parts, you will want to write what to include here. You will also write to, let's say we have other parts, and please put emphasis on the 4 shades. That's the most important part. Okay, so again, I don't have other parts here, or let's pretend that I don't have, so I'm not gonna write it down here, but I'm just giving you idea on how I write things, on what is the process behind me doing it. So if you have of course more points, it's better to add more than less, because you will save yourself time and more revisions and more back and forth, instead of just, if you could just write it down at the beginning. This is just to show, so I'm not gonna write down, and I'm gonna jump right to the next item. So in this one, now the next item, I want to expand further about the shades. What are the benefits, and what are the actual item specs that you are getting? So we're gonna write here the picture of the window shades with the following points. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna include the picture of the shades so they understand what are the shades, or what I'm talking about, because believe me, they can get confused, so everything needs to be very clear. Okay, so definitely I want to include the measurements. Okay, so I want only picture with the measurements, so let's go here and write window shades with the measurements. Now since this is the main item, I can give 2 or 3 pictures only for the window shade, so it can be in different pictures. So for now, let's just send the picture with the measurements. Okay, and we have one from a competitor that already did it, so we can just take a screenshot to understand how to do it. But if for example you didn't like the way that their arrows or the design, and you think that, or you saw somewhere else that they present it in a better way, you want to include it, but this is just to explain them what are the measurements. So here we're gonna capture the image, and we're gonna put it here, close here, and we're gonna make it small. Okay, and now let's go back to the images, and let's go to other listings and see if they have the measurements too. Maybe they've made it in a better way or a nicer way. This is not really nice. This is maybe you can tell them, I didn't like it that way. Let's look at this one. This one doesn't show any measurements. Yep, let's go here. This one show. This one doesn't. Oh, it does show. No. Okay, maybe you can tell them do it in a different font than this one. Maybe a good point. I only see that they put it in inches, but you definitely want to put it in inches and centimeters. So you're gonna put, maybe also include the measurements in inches and in centimeters. Okay, so that's also something better that you do that they didn't do, and that can add, it's not gonna hurt you. Believe me, there are some people from Europe, from other countries, that centimeters, it's the unit or the measurement unit that they are using, so it's important to include it. Number 3, include the picture of the shades and include the pictures of the shades with the following points. A, and let's go back to the images here, and let's pretend that my product is the same as the other one, but they see here these are 80 GSM. So you want to really take and put a bullet that will talk and show that it's 80 GSM. So we saw here a good product, and look, they show it in a very nice way here. So this is something that definitely we want to put, that it's static ceiling and surface and UV and high density. So let's see, polymer materials. Okay, so I'm gonna take a picture of that. Okay, I'm gonna take a screenshot only of this, because I don't want to confuse them again. I'm gonna copy here, and we're gonna write the point 8, the product for high quality 80 GSM thickness. Now GSM is grams, square grams per meter, I think, but that's basically how you can accurately measure the weight or the thickness of a material, because it's based on meter. So if it's 80 grams per meter, that means that it's certain like thickness. So you know, if you see the most of the items in the market are like 40 GSM and yours is 80 GSM, it's definitely something that you want to include and show, so that will help you present your item as a better or high quality. So we want to really show this example. So I just included this picture so they know that I like this style and that they can really put these points. Okay, I will not really do a whole research about this specific product, but let's write down another point. But definitely the more points that you include, the better. I wouldn't really recommend doing more than like 4 points per image. You can do it to the next picture as well. Let's say that it's 40, and let's say that it's high density. Again, I'm not gonna do a whole research, but I'm gonna write high density for better protection, and then maybe your photographer can create this image that make it look with higher density, like this one. So you want maybe to take a screenshot of that, or maybe do more research and find other listings that have this picture or example, so you can give them. There's no better way showing your point in examples, because if you describe it in words without a picture as a reference, they will get confused and it will take you hours back and forth. So we always want to do it. The fourth picture will be let's see, lifestyle. We want to really, this is a lifestyle image. Lifestyle image means that it's a real user using the product and what is the intent of it. This is so powerful because this will allow people to understand how the product works without going and reading everything. This is a very, very important part, and you definitely want to do it. They put it the second image, so imagine how important it is, and this is a very high selling item. So definitely you want to put a lot of emphasis. I also like to do in my listings combination of 4 images showing how to use it. So this is the before, this is after they put it, and that's basically demonstration on how the product is being used. So this is perfect. So I will take a screenshot of that and include it and let them know that I want to do the same thing. Obviously we don't want to copy, so it doesn't need to be one-on-one. We want to use different backgrounds, we want to use a different car, maybe to have like in a better, nicer way. You see the wide gap, there is no border. We can make it better. The concept is what we want to take. We don't want to copy the exact same thing. We want to come and be unique and make it better. So so it's definitely something that you want to capture and include here and let them know by here, lifestyle image on how the product is being used. I'm going to include the image, and then we tell them we need the same 4 steps. Now what I come to my mind first to add here 1, like instead of like this image, maybe have like a little circle 1, then a little circle here 2, or on the image maybe 1, 2, 3. That would make it more clear. If it makes sense, let me know down in the comments. But I always trying to think out of the box and how I can be unique and my images can be unique, so I'm standing out from the crowd, standing out from the other listings that are out there, and coming with a better marketing to my product. So I'm not gonna include it, but that's how basically I do it. I try to write as many instructions that I can. So this was the 4th image, and I think that's the 4th. Yeah, let's do the 5th. The 5th, sometimes you want or you can't, maybe it's better or more makes sense to you to put to break it down into 2 images of only 1, 2, but actually in this case it doesn't make sense to break it into 2 images. But in some cases you want to fill the gaps and you don't have enough like points or things to write, so you want to like show it. Also, if you offer an ebook, you can include it. This is another lifestyle image, so it shows how this product actually being used in the car. So we want to take the picture of that and show them. Let's do that here. Copy. Okay, I'm gonna write down and another lifestyle image from the car inside, and we're going to include it. Okay, 6. Let's go again and again. This is a I do it in because it's a video just to give you the demonstration on how I'm thinking, the way that I'm doing it. And you can also text is very powerful. Always add text. You can take text ideas from the bullet points. You can browse through the product, and you could text is very powerful. I always recommend include as much or as many text points that you can, or bullets, to make the product the images stand out. I always like to do a comparison table, so let's go here. Comparison table. You see, this is a very good example, and I will write here our product, competitor product, and you want to have in your product at least 5 points that are with a tick mark, and to the competitor that you want to have like at least 5 too, but only in theirs have like only 2 that have the tick mark and 3 or 4 that have the X. That will make your product and the features that you have in your product highlighted and show why your product is better than the rest. Obviously, I like to do it. I can make a video only on that, but just to give you the idea on how it works. So this was a short video just explaining you the points or the way that I'm thinking. That's not like from A to Z. Obviously there is more in the background, but that's the idea. And you, if you want your product to stand out, should invest in this part a lot. This is the most important thing, and the photos of your listing. That's what actually the thing that convinces the buyer, their emotions to fire and actually go and impulsively buy your product. You want really to invest on this part as much as you can. Don't really compromise the quality, and if you get the pictures or the photos from the photographer and you're not happy with the quality, no, send them more revisions and more revisions until they will approve your until you are happy with the product and I think that this is the best photos that you can come up with. That's the mentality and mindset that you should come with. If they are not the best ever, don't compromise. Don't say okay and you're gonna settle, and this is, you have only one time and one chance to make it right, because once the items are already in your listing, it's very hard to change them and make the difference. Thank you again. Subscribe to the channel if you like this video. Leave a comment down below.